They always call me a dainty princess.
I like it sometimes, but that was ridiculous.
Hi y'all, and welcome back to yet another Instagram Q&A React. So today we're going to be looking at all of the leftover questions from last part, and tomorrow we'll be moving on to the exclusively yes or no questions. Before we get into it, I have a sweet kitty Deke on my lap, so if you hear any purring, that's why. Now let's get right into the drama. Alright y'all, so first someone asked, since you said Feline opposed your lifestyle, was that the reason you went on Ozempic? Amber responded, no. Any decision to lose weight has always been mine.
Sure, Jan.
Any decision to fall off track has also been due to my doing and no one else's, and I guess Amber's done with using AI because she used the wrong do. And first I want to say this person asked this because in a different response, Amber was saying how all of her exes supported her if she wanted to lose weight, supported her if she didn't want to lose weight, but Feline was the only one who really, quote-unquote, opposed her lifestyle. And I want to say that is such a weird way of phrasing that. I mean, opposed your lifestyle, opposed you eating yourself to death. I mean, I would hope that everyone in your life would oppose you harming yourself. Next, somebody asked, people are saying you left your pets during a tornado. True? Amber said, absolutely not. I was at work when a tornado happened and I physically couldn't leave. I was 30 minutes away working at an assisted living facility with 60 plus residents. And I guess this is during the time she was with Destiny, working with Destiny, because Lord knows she's never worked otherwise. And I definitely wouldn't put it past Amber, even if she could leave work, to leave her pets at home during a tornado, because I mean we saw her, and y'all actually corrected me, it was more of a 19-hour drive to Wisconsin. I mean, dragging your pets along in the car, especially two kitties in their small little cage, I mean that's almost as bad in my opinion. So this next one has to do with Erica, aka Valentine. Someone asked, can you please tell me why flirting is comparable to almost ruining a marriage? Amber said, only if you can comprehend that some marriages are open marriages and some aren't. And I don't know too much about open marriages, but from what I know, Brittany and Erica's marriage wasn't open. And I might be wrong, but I think this person is referring to Mr. Snowflake and how in past questions people have said, oh, Mr. Snowflake has flirted with Discord members, and I don't know anything about that. But yeah, flirting is not comparable whatsoever to what Amber did to drive a wedge between Brittany and Erica. And that's not to say that flirting with someone other than your partner is okay, but yeah, it's definitely not as serious as what Amber did. So this next one is very annoying, but then again they all are. Somebody asked, why won't people shut up about your animals? OMG. And if you can shut up about animal neglect, particularly that's been documented on the internet, you're insane. Amber responded, because they're waiting and waiting and waiting till I do one small thing that might show I'm not a perfect person, so the false outrage can happen. And the fact that she said, they're waiting till I do one small thing that might show I'm not a perfect person, might show you're not a perfect person, implying that everything you've shown thus far shows that you are a perfect person? She is so delusional. And yeah, people are outraged because you have shown more than one small thing in the past. Who remembers Pestogate all over poor Twonk? Who remembers when Amberlynn put the harness on Twinkie upside down and backwards the one time she took her on a walk to prove the haters wrong? Who remembers Amberlynn throwing a kitten behind her back? Who remembers Amberlynn purposefully letting out Destiny's cat Gracie so that she could get one of her own? And actually, here's just a small clip showing something Amber's done.
A dog here named Trixie.
Have a dog here named Trixie.
I mean, gosh dang, girl, what was all that about? Here's a dog named Trixie, it just shoves her onto the bed. I mean, she rolled that dog backwards. And imagine, y'all, if she shows this stuff and willingly posts it on her YouTube, imagine all the things she does behind closed doors. So next, somebody asked, what's the story behind hectic? It seems to come up a lot, but I don't know the correlation. Amber said, I have this weird thing where I become obsessed with saying certain words, quotes, or making certain sounds, etc. It's normally just in my personal day-to-day life off of YouTube, but there's been some cases where it also happens online. Me saying hectic is simply one of them moments. When it happens, I literally can't stop. It's uncontrollable. And first I just want to say, what a quirky girl. I've never heard of such quirkiness. I mean, her cuteness and quirkiness is so astronomical that it's likely near the moon that doesn't exist. And secondly, I think Amber just picks a word that she's never heard before and she applies it to every single scenario in her life, regardless if that adjective even fits with it. Which actually reminds me, y'all remember when Amber used to call everything a hootenberry? Oh, hootenberry this, hootenberry that. Like, somebody could trip and fall down the stairs and she'd be like, whoop, that was a hootenberry. And also, I do remember, but I don't know if I can find the clip of Alexis saying, and this was during the time where Alexis and Amberlynn weren't talking anymore, and Alexis had stuff up on her YouTube channel, quote-unquote exposing Amber, but y'all remember when Alexis said that she was saying the word hectic, that she had it caught in her head, and she was saying it, and that's why Amber kind of took it and started doing it as well? I think that's totally plausible because we've seen time and time again that Amberlynn takes other people's personalities and makes it her own, kind of similar to this whole gamer girl identity that she's pursuing lately. And also, one of my lovely viewers, and I hope you don't mind me putting your comment up here, but I just thought it was so funny. They asked Amberlynn why she said that she was a video game girl when she admitted not being into it when she was with Crystal, and Amberlynn just blocked her. And next we have a question written by someone who's obviously not paying attention. They asked, are you and Alexa still buds? Amber very enthusiastically replied, yes. And it's definitely a tumultuous relationship between those two, but it just feels so shallow and like they're friends when it's convenient and friends when it's not convenient. It doesn't seem like there's really a strong bond there. But yeah, they're hanging out this week. Next week, they'll probably hate each other. I bet the only reason why they're hanging out, though, is because Amber booked it to Wisconsin to get some of that salami action. Otherwise, you know good and well she never would have gone to visit Alexis. So this one's funny. Someone asked, are you okay? You seem very upset or angry at your audience. And I mean, when in the world is Amberlynn not upset or angry at her audience? It seems always constantly 24/7. There's something going on there and Amber's all riled up. It's always, y'all are bullying me, or y'all are so fat phobic. I mean, who remembers when Amberlynn came out with that video saying how she doesn't think she could go on anymore? And I'm not even talking about YouTube, I'm talking about her life in general. I mean, she genuinely did bait that with us. Oh, y'all, I mean, I just don't know if I can do it anymore. I'm getting these comments and they're so cruel and I don't see the point anymore. And I'm going to take a big break from YouTube, and you guess what? Guess what, y'all? The next day, she came out with a video saying, oh my gosh, y'all, I got tons of Instagram DMs, and they were so supportive. I'm back to living it up. Like, really? Really? So Amberlynn responded, I'm not upset or angry, and to that I gotta say, you're a lie.
You're a lie. You're a lie.
But you can't expect one person to be belittled by thousands of people daily and them not say something sometimes. But trust, I'm fine, LOL.
Sure, Jan.
And personally, based off the word belittled, I think Miss Sloms is in the corner with her dictionary ready to prove that Amberlynn's IQ is just as high as her weight. So next somebody asked, is your partner responding to these questions? Doesn't really read as though it's you. Amber said, I'm not even with her. I'm responding to all of these myself.
No way. I want to see the receipts.
And I don't believe a word that comes out of Amberlynn's mouth about anything, much less this. I think if Tommy's not with her, then somebody named AI might be. I mean, for goodness sakes, Amberlynn admitted a few questions back that she used ChatGPT to list the reasons why she believes the moon landing was fake and that she believes the moon isn't even real. If you can't even articulate your points about a conspiracy theory you're so passionate about, you got problems. She got one brain cell floating around up there, and it's holding itself together just as well as Amberlynn's bra is holding itself together. So next is a good question. Someone asked, did your lease in Oklahoma end? Amber said, no, I signed a new lease. And I don't think I believe this. I mean, we know how fast Amberlynn likes to move, And you know good and well if she's taken that long car ride to visit Miss Slom's, and we know Amberlynn does not like car rides, that lymphedema's swelling up. If she's going all that trouble to visit Slom's, we know she wants to move in. I think the only way that Amber would sign that new lease and be heading home is if Miss Slom's was like, heck no, girl, get out of here. She was probably like, get, like you tell a dog that's trying to eat your sandwich. And this next one's really gross. Somebody said, hater or not, you can't deny there's some spark of life and love in there. Wish you the best. Amber said, thank you. And I think it's hilarious the way this was phrased. It's definitely not intentional, but to me, when they say some spark of life and love in there, it feels like they're saying, you got nothing going on in your head, but there is some spark of life and love in there. And I do think occasionally there is some brain activity happening, not often, but occasionally, but I don't think that has to do with life and love. I think it has to do with a 20-piece McNugget. Next, somebody asked, is Tommy your age? Amber said, she's a year younger than me. And wow, this is shocking news, breaking news. No, we know that Amber has a preference. I mean, every single one of her partners has been younger than her, and it's definitely okay to want that, but I mean, she was 18, dating and moved in with Casey when he was 16. I mean, that's creepy. My theory is that she dates girls younger than her because her brain age, her mental age is like limited to that of a 10-year-old. So she's got to date someone younger than her. Next, somebody asked, do you feel Alexis is shady by being so insulted to be compared to you size-wise? And this has to do with a TikTok that Alexis posted. I actually included this in my last part, but I can put it in here again. Amber said no, I don't think it was shady. Anyone would be upset if someone assumed they were 200 pounds heavier than they actually are when they already have body issues, especially if it's hundreds of people saying it. And I don't know, this picture proves otherwise. Once again, like I said in my last part, that's a hefty gorl. But now that I think about it, I guess Amber isn't technically lying. She said, anyone would be upset if someone assumed they were 200 pounds heavier than they actually are. In the TikTok, Alexis claimed to be 250, implying that in Amber's response, she's 450. Well, I think Alexis is more like 350 and Amber's more like 550. That's still a 200-pound difference. What a truth-telling queen. So next, somebody asked, where do you buy your pants from? I'm having problems finding good ones in my size. Honest question. Amber responded, womanwithin.com. And I'd never heard of this company before, so I looked it up, and it looks like they have size-inclusive items. They have sizes from extra small to 7X. I wasn't going to look through all their pants to try and find the one Amberlynn wears, but I remember her saying in the past that she got all her pants from Walmart, and this was actually in a video from years and years ago, but she said how she was worried because Walmart stopped carrying those pants or those pants in her size, and she didn't know what she was going to do, so I guess she made the switch to this site. I'm not quite sure, and I have the sizing information that I found on their website. And what size do you think Amberlynn wears? Maybe she buys 2 7Xs and sews them together. So next, somebody asked, if Feline didn't encourage weight loss surgery or Ozempic, what part of your lifestyle did she not like? Amber said, I never said she didn't support it. Quite the contrary. Please stop twisting my words. I give an inch, but people ask for a mile. I'm done talking about Feline. And Miss Girl, first of all, like you could give a mile. And this question is valid because Amber said in one question that Feline was the only girlfriend that didn't support Amber's lifestyle. But then in a different question, Amber said that she decided if she wanted to have weight loss surgery, and she herself decided if she wanted to go on Ozempic. So by that logic, if Feline didn't encourage weight loss surgery or Ozempic, what part of your lifestyle did she not like? That's a totally valid question. Of course, Amber's going to manipulate the situation. She says, stop twisting my words. I never said she didn't support it. We can all see her laws, and I'm done with her nonsense, so we're going to be moving on. So connected to this, someone asked, what part of your lifestyle did Feline not like if it wasn't weight loss? Amber said, I'm realizing now that people didn't understand my answer. This will be the last time I address it. Feline didn't like when I wasn't losing weight. That's what I meant, and no, that's not why we broke up. And good for you, Feline. I'm glad she didn't like it when Amber wasn't losing weight. I mean, who would like it if Amber wasn't losing weight? I think I said this in my first part, but Amber likes to compare her addiction to food, like an alcoholic has an addiction to alcohol. And yeah, Feline didn't like it when you weren't losing weight. In your logic, that's the same thing as saying, my partner didn't like it when I was drinking alcohol. You're addicted to it. Of course, your partner's not going to like it. And I think it's really telling that Amber's so hung up about Feline not liking it when she wasn't losing weight. You should expect that from all of your partners. If they're indifferent about you not losing weight, and in Slami's case, if they like it when you're not losing weight, that is a huge, huge problem. Especially because in your case, not losing weight is synonymous with your bad health. Shouldn't you want your partners to want you to be healthy? I mean, she makes no sense. And of course, right after this question, we have, what's your food obsession right now? Mine is chips and salsa. I can't stop snacking. Love ya! Amber responded, Tootsie Rolls. And all I gotta say about this one is Amber herself looks like a big old Tootsie Roll. Now we're moving on. So someone else asked, have you gotten more comfortable showing your whole body online? Amber responded, and this is a big one, I've always been comfortable showing my whole body online, you Allah, for like 10 years now. In the last year, I had the worst body issues. I didn't show my body as much, and I rarely went on camera without makeup. 2 things I've always done prior. I noticed that even as I lost weight, my lymphedema/lipedema continued to get bigger, and people online are awful when it comes to my legs. So I didn't want to add fuel to the fire. I was already feeling bad about it, but I can't hide forever. I've never cared about my body being seen before, so I'm not going to care now. And I disagree that Amber has quote-unquote always been comfortable showing her whole body online. I mean, there's been many times where Amber does show it, but that's strictly because she's running low on funds for the Cheesecake Factory and she needs more money. That's the only time that she would show her whole body. I mean, we've seen her thumbnails in the past and even recently where she's standing purposefully far from the camera so we can see her whole body. Despite this, though, I think those decisions purely come down to her needing more money. I think she does care about showing her body, and I think she is uncomfortable with it because if she's not already, she should be ashamed of it. I don't think people should be ashamed of if they have a physical disability or if they just don't really like their body, but what Amber's done to it warrants a response and warrants her feeling ashamed of it. I mean, it's been more than a decade of her showing herself, quote-unquote, trying to lose weight and failing, so you've done this to yourself. You should feel ashamed of what you've done to yourself. You've caused all the suffering that you've been through. It's your fault. Anytime now you can change it. Anytime now you can better yourself, but you continually make the decision to stay where you are. You claim everyone's being fat phobic. You claim everyone's making fun of you. You're the only one in your life. You're the only one in the world who has control over it. Get yourself together. Someone asked, I want to know, where are the ballet flats from? Amber said, Amazon. And this is off topic, but honestly not really. Y'all remember when she couldn't fit into her ballet flats anymore? So she wore those socks that looked like Mary Jane shoes. She wore those socks around. Someone else asked, why do you think you've always been broken up with, but you've never ended things? This is a great question. Amber said, I've been in 7 serious relationships, and I've ended things with 4 of them, so this question isn't valid. And ooh, I bet she read this question and she got so mad. I bet she was steaming. She was as steaming as that orange chicken she's shoveling in her mouth. And the 7 serious relationships she's referring to are the ones that she's shown us on YouTube, and none of them, and I'm saying none of them, were ended by her. So I don't know what she's talking about. Next, someone asked, do you plan to have a new uploading schedule anytime soon? Amber said yes, I'm in the process of making one. While she has claimed in the past to make uploading schedules, but every time she makes one, she ends up not following through and not uploading when she should be. Maybe she's making one, but she sure ain't gonna be adhering to it. And especially not if she keeps getting these strikes on her channel. Someone asked, is it true Mama Lynn blocked you? Amber said, no, we literally just video called today. People want a falling out with me and Mama Lynn to happen. It's really sad. And no one wants a falling out between her and Mama Lynn, so I don't know what she's claiming. People have been speculating that there's a falling out because Amber resorted to commenting on Mama Lynn's public Facebook profile, kind of implying that she can't get a hold of her mom privately, implying once again that her mom blocked her. And I don't know if her mom blocked her or not, but I am fairly certain that Mama Lynn is sick of her daughter's shenanigans. This next one's yucky. Someone asked, how was your trip with Tommy? The vlog you posted was so wholesome. Amber responded, literally phenomenal. She's truly more than just my lover. She's my best friend, and getting to love her and be loved by her is something I'll forever feel lucky for. And oh my gosh, here we go again. My current partner is my best friend. Oh, no one's ever been as supportive as her. Oh, she helps me with this, she helps me with that. Oh, it's amazing, I'm in heaven, we're gonna get married. How many times have we heard this? Over and over and over again. It's horrific. Next, someone asked, what are your 5 most recently used emojis? And Amber put them below. So let's go ahead and y'all help me with this. In what context do you think Amber used each of these emojis? So maybe the first one, the sparkles, Amber was talking about how skinny she is? Like she was texting, oh, I'm such a skinny queen with the sparkles. So the second one, maybe Slom's got Amber flowers or something, so Amber's feeling all loved. The third one, maybe Tommy is just so hilarious and Miss Sloms is pulling out the jokes left and right, so Amber's dying laughing. This fourth one's definitely gotta be Amber begging Sloms to take her to the restaurant, and of course Sloms is going to comply. And maybe this next one is Amber looking at GPS, trying to figure out where the nearest Walmart is. So next, someone asked, thoughts on people saying you're not posting because you found different income, in parentheses, feeders. Amber responded, again, false outrage and rumors. If you've followed me long enough, you know that I randomly stopped posting for a few weeks, just part of my pattern. And nobody's outraged. I don't know where she's gotten this false outrage term from. This seems like another thing where she gets something stuck in her head that she thinks makes her sound smart, so she uses it for every scenario. As for her last sentence, just part of my pattern, that's a horrible approach. Don't play it off on your quote-unquote pattern. Admit that you're just lazy. This next one is too disgusting. Somebody said, I can sit and read your answers all day. Is that weird? LOL. Amber responded, not at all, I'm glad you enjoy. And yes, it's very, 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 very weird, and you need to be locked up in a mental institution or locked up in jail. That works too. So like I said in the beginning, these are the leftover questions from our last part, and as for the next part, they're going to be all yes or no answers. And now, to end this video, let's carry on the tradition. Here's a picture of my Salzy bear I took just about half an hour ago. He's lounging on the guest bed. And look at those polka dots, is he not the cutest thing? So we want to say thank you so much for watching, and I'm so glad y'all have been loving this Q&A series. I like doing it, and I've gotten a lot of comments saying that y'all like my thoughts on this, y'all like my personality, so I think that's great. I try not to be too mean, but honestly I just say what comes to mind. Thank y'all so much for watching again. I love you and care about you so deeply, and bye.